If you are just one of those players, you've never played on a competitive team before, you've always just played solo queue, you've played ladder, and you're like, hey, I'm really good at League of Legends. How do I get a chance to play on a pro team? Well, if you're asking how you get to pro, a lot of people are gonna say, Academy.
And Cloud9 Academy will be your 2018 North American Academy League champions.
3/5 of their Academy roster got promoted for day one here.
This is kind of what the Academy system was made for. If they smash on stage, they can solidify their spot on the starting roster.
Today, professional gaming is an aspiration shared by thousands of gamers and enjoyed by millions of fans. But pro gaming wasn't always a viable career. As esports have grown over the years, so has the infrastructure. But even with the advent of Riot's own League of Legends Championship Series, the path to becoming pro still wasn't clear. So Riot built the Academy League with the goal of cultivating the next generation of LCS talent. Today, we're taking a look at the path to pro for League of Legends fans who want to climb their way to the top.
Before this year, it was LCS and Challenger, and there was a huge gap between those two, I think.
I think the Challenger Series and the LCS team was a joke. Generally in the sense that like the LCS players never saw the Academy players as any kind of serious competition. They just existed as a lower league.
Challenger Series was essentially new teams were put together with the sole goal of this is how you get into LCS as a team. The bottom teams from LCS would be put in a spot where they had to fight for their spot in LCS against the top teams from Challenger. It was called the Promotion Relegation Tournament. Now in the franchising era, there is no more promotion or relegation. We have 10 permanent teams in the LCS. Academy League teams became tied to the LCS teams.
It would almost be like, your varsity team and your JV team, because at the end of the year, a lot of those JV players can be brought up to the main squad. If you're looking for a little bit more power, a little bit of diversity in the play, it's very much in a system where you can say, hey, we want X.
Academy's big purpose should be to find these players in North America and bring them up. The joke that Twitch chat always likes to use is NA teams aren't even made of NA players because we have so many imports from EU and so many imports from Korea and all these other things. What Academy allows you to do is take homegrown NA talent and foster that talent and build it up to the point where they can compete.
We've seen a lot of these players really improve quickly, really get ready to go. Zazel brought in a Cloud9. I think of JJ on FlyQuest.
Throughout high school, I knew this was something I wanted to pursue, but it was just like a faraway dream in the distance that I never really thought would actually happen. I played for the University of Toronto collegiate team. We played in the North American College Championship, where we placed second. That took us to international collegiate tournaments, and so FlyQuest decided to pick us up for their academy team. Our coach would help us focus on what we each wanted to improve on. I wanted to have higher game knowledge and higher level of shot calling, so that's what he helped me with, and that's what helped me move up from academy to LCS.
FlyQuest LCS team was predicted to be 9th place, 10th place, somewhere around the bottom by a lot of people. And then they show up, they win against a bunch of the top teams that nobody thought they stood a snowball's chance against, and they end up making it into playoffs. And that's what I think, again, makes it so cool when you look at a story like JJ's, because this isn't a player who came in and went from collegiate success to academy success to bottom of the barrel, LCS, 9th or 10th place. This is a player who went from collegiate success to academy success to playoffs in a split where nobody thought his team should be in playoffs. And that's awesome. That's success.
While JJ's story is an ideal scenario of moving from fan to pro, the Academy also has a larger effect on the LCS.
I like that teams are rostering 10 players, so that if someone's sick, they've got a mid laner ready to go out of the box. I think that's really, really useful. If someone's not playing very well, or they're unmotivated, or for some reason the game just really doesn't suit them, they're having a really, really bad month, you've got someone ready to go to kind of promote up.
Being able to work with the academy guys and help them improve in the hopes that they can make a name for themselves, they can have an LCS career, is great, because I know that I was like once in those shoes myself, and I wanted to like prove myself and move my way up.
I think there's a lot of opportunities for mentorship. Some teams have weird dynamics where like they're more competitive, but on our team, I found it to be pretty healthy for a lot of our players. Like Impact is our top laner for LCS, and our academy top laner is Viper, and both of them just bounce ideas off each other all the time.
If you are one of the bottom teams in the North American LCS and you're not looking at academy as a potential place to find new talent, grow your organization, better your roster, and increase your chances of being one of the best teams in the future, I think you're missing an opportunity.
I think right now the Academy players are all actual LCS players and not borderline LCS players. Teams like C9 are using Academy players very well.
C9, yeah, they were doing poorly even in scrims. Like their Academy team was outperforming their LCS team, so they got a shot. And then for the first couple of weeks, they just mixed up the roster, and then it worked out really well for them.
This one's for winners, Cloud9 3-0. C9 with an incredible run this year, 10th place to Worlds.
You may have noticed a recent influx of traditional sports teams and athletes investing in the world of competitive gaming. Tune in next week as we talk to team owners and players about how the business of esports is changing.